Okay, so this is day 58 of being housed. It is Sunday, October the 12th, and there's something that I noticed. I've had 3 shifts at the place where I'm working, and I've noticed something the very first day. Then I asked a question about it the second day, and I don't feel right about it. And I brought it up to my manager, and I feel like I need to bring it up to her again. And I'll talk about, the trepidation or the reasons like the reluctance I feel in terms of bringing it up. And I think all these things are very, very key points, and they're very strong variables that will, good variables that are often obscured, but variables that will provide more information and clarity as to why these things can so easily be swept under the rug. So they use plastic cups and plates, to serve food and coffee and juice and water. And like any place where you're serving food, it's very, oh goodness, very, you get a lot of plates real quick. They add up real quick, and you got to stay on top of them. So we have 3 sinks, and the one sink has a little bit of soap, like dishwashing soap, and hot water. The next sink has just plain water, and then the third sink has a splash of bleach in it. And when I was told that, I was thinking, oh, clearly they said that backwards. So then I put dish soap in the one, bleach in the second, and then plain water in the third. Anyway, so you just do a gentle wipe down, make sure everything's off, like the plates in the first one, and then you dip them in the clean water, you get the soap off, then you dip them in the water with just a little bit of bleach diluted in it, and then you put it over to dry. And I was thinking, but wait a second, bleach is highly poisonous. it's like, even in small concentrations, you don't even want to inhale it, and if it's on your fingers, it's wise to like wash your hands off right away. And so I said to so the woman who was training me, she said, okay, so I see you've already set up the sinks. She's like, so you have the bleach in this one? I said, no, I have it in the second one. And she's like, why? And I was like, oh, what's, because the third one obviously is to rinse the residual bleach off the cups and the bowls. And she's like, no, it's the bleach is the last one. And I said, isn't that harmful? And she's like, no, not a little bit. And she's like, we just use that, sterilize everything. And I was thinking, no, this doesn't seem right. And then the next day I was working with a young woman, and we were setting up the sinks for to clean the dishes. And I looked at her, I said, does this not seem strange to you? And she's like, what? And I said, why is the bleach in the last one, and the bleach doesn't get, at least, like, if it's rinsed off, if it's just like a small concentration and it gets rinsed off, then I can see that's fine. I assume that's fine. It's better anyways, but if it's not being rinsed off, isn't that a problem? And she's like, yeah, I thought the same thing the first day. And I was like, okay, well, I guess that's not what we're doing. And then I asked another lady who's a volunteer, and she said the same thing. And she was basically like, I guess that's just the way they want it done. And I was thinking, but isn't this poisonous? Like, I don't understand why we're just saying, no, this is the way they want it done. There's something clearly wrong here. So anyway, so I just did, I know it's just a quick Google search, but I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, if people are being poisoned, I'm not going to sit quietly by. I'm going to say something, but I'll say it in a very polite way, and I'll say it in a, like I'll pull the supervisor aside in private, and I won't mention this to anybody else, and then I'll just explain to her the problem I have with this, and if they're not going to change it, this might be a deal breaker for me. And so anyway, so the issues that I have, like in terms of like trepidation, in terms of saying these things, is, oh no, what if I lose my job? Oh no, what if like people get mad at me? Oh no, what if people, then start treating me like I'm, a complainer or this or that, or I feel like I'm entitled. Well, goodness, well, that's part of it. This is part of it. If you stand firm for the truth, I think of, you can think of any example through history where you see so many people just turn a blind eye to something that was clearly wrong, and then if one person said something against it, everybody could team up on them. But it's always until those that are in the middle, those that don't voice an opinion, till they start voicing an opinion, and then like the consensus or like the majority of people start saying, ah, no, this is wrong, and then the ones that are very adamant about pushing it forward, then they relax a little bit and they say, you know what, yeah, this was wrong, and then we move forward. The change or the correction is made, the changes occur, and the people say, yeah, that was wrong. I can't believe that went on for so long. Instead of saying, well, that was wrong, but let's learn as to why this went on for so long, because many people would have seen it and seen that it was wrong, but they put their own health and their own, they put, I don't know how to properly word this, but they were worried about the fear of the potential repercussions over just saying the right thing, or just standing up and saying, no, I don't believe this. This is wrong, and you know that's a problem. But everybody has that choice to make in a moment, and everybody has a voice. But if fear comes over you, and then you decide, oh goodness, I don't want to say this because I could lose my job. They could get angry at me. There could be repercussions. Well, of course, that's going to be, everybody feels that way until it's the majority of people saying it, and then you realize, oh, well, this is a good thing, and then people will commend you for saying it. So anyway, so I have a friend who does community meals, and who is she's certified to oh goodness, like she has to always make sure everything, like the temperature of the meat is always tested, and to make sure everything is sanitary in the kitchen, and she's following all the proper procedures and policies. So if anybody comes in from food and health or food health safety, but anyways, if anybody comes in to check in what she's doing, she knows like that she's good. So I'm going to talk with her, and I'm just going to bring this up to her in a generalized way, because I don't want to I just don't want to throw anybody under the bus either. I want to handle this in a way that I feel is proper, which is just bring it to the people's attention and do it in private, and do it in a way where and I even have a suggestion, like, what about the bleach first and then do a rinse off, that way it's like we know there's no residual bleach on the cups and all. And then I want to provide information too, to say this is why I'm saying this, like this is not just my opinion, this is this is something that is a problem, and it's been noted, and it's been documented. But I want to give them the benefit of the doubt to, like perhaps my supervisor is only doing this because her supervisor told her to do this, and she's afraid that she could lose her job, or there could be repercussions if she goes against it. Well then, I wouldn't mind talking to her supervisor when it comes to doing what is right, because it's the right thing to do. I have no problems talking about it and doing it in a very respectful and respectable way, and then affording them the opportunity to, to clearly hear what you're saying and to make their decisions. And then once they make their decisions, I'm not going to be angry or try to force anything. But if it goes against my conscience, then I won't be there anymore. I'll have to leave. And because I don't want to have any part in doing anything that could be harmful to people and to others. So anyways, that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm going to do, and I'll keep you posted.